Hello, I'm Mr. Burke, and welcome back to my Introduction to Latin series. Last time, we talked about compound verbs, and today I want to talk about a special use of the dative with compounds. Remember, we have cases, things like nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, ablative, and uses. So the use of the nominative is subject, and a use of the accusative is direct object. And another one is the object of prepositions. Today, we are going to learn a new use for the dative. We have already said the dative can be the indirect object. Now it can also be the dative with compounds. But Mr. Burke, what is the dative with compounds? Well, thank you for asking. The dative with compounds happens when a word fulfills the meaning of the prefix more than the meaning of the root verb. I like the example impono for this. Impono is made of the parts im, which actually comes from in, and pono, to put or place. So impono is to put something on something. The thing I put is going to be in the accusative, and the thing I put it on is going to be in the dative. Put accusative on dative. I put the stilum on the mensae. I'm sorry you can't see my table, but mensae is table, and just trust there's a mensa down here, and the stilus is now in mensa. Stilum mensae impono. See how the table is fulfilling the meaning of on more than the meaning of put. You'll notice the dative of compounds especially with verbs that don't take a direct object. So sum esse fui doesn't take a direct object because it's usually a linking verb. But the compounds of sum esse fui sometimes sound like they need some sort of object. Take praesum. Prae means in front of. So sum, I am. Praesum, I am in front of. Or really, I'm in charge of. Whatever word I use is fulfilling the meaning of the prae. It's what I'm in charge of. It's not fulfilling the meaning of sum, which is just stating that I am. So, praesum discipulis, I am in charge of my students. I use discipulis, the dative, not discipulos, the accusative. It's the object of the prefix prae, not the object of the root word sum. Especially since, again, sum can't have an object. Now, fortunately, when you learn a compound verb that's going to take the dative, the dictionary entry will clue you into that. So, for impono, imponere, imposui, impositus, for example, the definition is place accusative on dative. By including that dative in the dictionary entry, they're trying to explain that you can expect the dative with compounds. Similarly, praesum, praedesse, praefui, has as its definition to be in charge of plus dative. The dictionary entry is trying to show you that you expect a dative with this word. But if you're looking for a pattern, why do some of these vocabulary words get used with a dative? Well, the reason is this dative with compounds. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we learned about the dative with compounds, which is where a word in the dative fulfills the meaning of the prefix of a compound verb. Until next time, wale!